Alright, what up YouTube? It's Plock the Master Gamer here, and we're back at it with some Fable the Lost Chapters. Now, in a previous video, I showed how to make money in the non-Lost Chapters version of Fable. Now, if you guys are familiar with my videos, I definitely released a video on how to get infinite money in the Lost Chapters version of Fable, or the anniversary version of Fable. And this is done through the trading exploit, in which you buy and sell stuff back and forth to traders to get basically an infinite amount of money. However, it has come to my attention lately that this exploit does not work on the non-Lost Chapters version of the game. And so I decided, why not make a few videos on how to make money in, any version of the game, whether it's the non-Lost Chapters, the Lost Chapters, the anniversary version, console, PC, whatever. These methods of making money should work on any version of the game. Now, in part 1, I covered renting out houses and picking up all the rent money. That's certainly a legitimate way of making money. It's actually probably one of the only legitimate ways I know of that doesn't involve like exploits or anything like that. However, it can be somewhat time consuming, considering you have to sleep for a few days and you have to run around the whole town collecting bags. It is somewhat time consuming, and I think the maximum you can get, at least in Oakvale, I remember somebody calculated it was like 10 or 15,000 per run, which I mean is kind of a lot of money, but considering how much time it takes, I mean it's not all that great. And so this is part 2. I'm going to show what's actually probably one of the first money-making methods I ever learned. I know I said that in the last video, but this is actually the one. This is the one that like all my friends, like my brother and stuff, like they always reference this. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that glitch with the trophies in the house. Like this is like the money-making exploit from all the Fable games, and this does work on any iteration of the game. So let's just get to it. Now, the first thing you're going to want is you're going to want to make sure that you've done a few quests. Now, this will not work if you do not have any trophies, so you do need to at least complete the first quest. However, I do recommend that you get at least to the point of completing Twin Blades Camp, as the Bandit Seal is the first trophy that's actually got any sort of significant value to it. It's worth 1,000 gold. Whereas, the Wasp Queen is 100, these two are worth 300. I think some of the non-main quests, such as the Hob Cave quest, I think the Hob's Tooth might be worth like 500 or so. But I definitely recommend you at least get to Twin Blades Camp, because the value of your trophy is actually what correlates to the amount of profit that you make using this exploit. And the second part of this exploit, of course, you're going to want to make sure that you have a marital home. Now, it does have to be a marital home. It cannot just be any normal house around the town, as these do not have mounts for trophies, and they cannot be upgraded to contain mounts for trophies. So you do have to make sure it's a marital home, which you can tell because it's got these lovely signs out front and you can upgrade them and whatnot. You are going to want to upgrade it though, because you want as many trophy mounts as possible. I think the maximum for this one is 2, although there might be some houses that have as many as 3. You're usually going to see 1 or 2 though. And it's these that you're going to be placing your trophies on. So you'll notice here we can sell our marital home for 16,000, and we can buy it for 16,000. Nothing much to it. It's a $16,000 house. But what we do is we go to our inventory and we get our trophies. We're going to of course start with the Bandit Seal because it's worth the most. And I guess we'll just do Whisper's Brooch because it's worth 300, and so is the Feather. It doesn't really matter which one we choose at that point. But what you do is you go up and you use it on the wall mount, and it will put it up there. And now you've got 2 trophies on the wall. And so basically what this does, because these wall mounts are attached to this house, and these trophies are attached to that wall mount, we have a $16,000 house, we have a $1,000 trophy here, and a $300 trophy there. That means that those trophies add their own value onto the value of the house, because now they're attached to the house. So our house should go from being worth 16,000 to being worth 17,300. And now before we sell this thing, we have one final step that we're going to have to complete, because of course as soon as we sell the house, these doors are going to close. So we're going to want to break them right now while we own the house, because it is not a crime to break your own property. However, if you sell the house and then try to break the door or whatever, it will count as a crime and you will get in trouble for it. So you're going to want to make sure you do that before you sell the house, and we're just going to sell it. And you'll see here our marital home is now worth 17,300 gold, just like I had stated previously. And so once you've done that, you're just going to pop on back in and you're going to take your trophies off the wall, because they're yours. Fuck it, why not? And you're going to go to buy the house again. You'll notice that the price has dropped back down to 16,000 gold. Now, this is a fairly easy and quick process, so you're basically just going to be sitting there and doing this over and over again. So we buy it for 16,000, we put some stuff on the wall, and then we sell it for 17,300, and it's just nothing but profit, babe. As you can see, this is already a lot less time consuming than the previous method, as you don't have to keep resting and you can pretty much stay secluded in this small little area. You don't have to go running around the town or anything like that. You don't have to do any legwork really. It's just back and forth doing this thing, and you just get profit from it. So it's pretty easy, and you know, it's probably the best method of making money if you don't have the Lost Chapters version of the game, or a version of the game where you can actually make profit off of buying and selling, which I still think is kind of weird that it doesn't work, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something from it if you didn't already know this trick. It's probably one of the oldest tricks in the book, but it is one of the only methods for really getting infinite money in the non-Lost Chapters version of the game. So I thought I would show you guys, and this is of course part 2 of 2, so this is the end of this little mini-series. So I hope you learned something from these couple of videos here. And yeah, that's about it for this video. So yeah, make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And make sure you're leaving suggestions down in the comments below. If you leave suggestions, I'll read them. I'll definitely make them into videos for you. And I'll probably take your comment and give you a little bit of a shout out in the video too. So that's always kind of cool. So make sure you're doing that. But anyways, that's about it. As always, this has been Plock the Master Gamer with some Fable the Lost Chapters. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.